It's Leo here. This is my day 3 vlog. I am pretty tired. Not as tired as I was yesterday, but still pretty tired. When I got home, I went to bed. Then I got up. I had an appointment to get my eyes examined, get some new glasses. I'm still not going to get those glasses until probably Tuesday or later, which kind of sucks because I can't really see much of anything. But they were within my budget, so it turned out pretty good. My eyes were overall very healthy. I just have astigmatism in both eyes. So, that's that. My hair is something else today. I don't really know what to say about it, but, so, after I went to the eye doctor, we went to eat at a Mexican restaurant. I had a vegetarian burrito. It had avocado, grilled onion, and squash and zucchini and lettuce in it. It was pretty good, actually. That was my lunch and my dinner. Then I went to sleep. I pretty much just am trying to catch up on my sleep schedule, I guess. I did find the time to exercise here at work after I had all of my main stuff done. I did 15 squats, so that's 5 more than I did before. And I also did, this is a funny thing about one of our topics today, actually, is finding ways to exercise even when you may not have, like, equipment around. So, I work at a hotel, and we have a baseball team here, and we didn't have any quarters for them to wash their clothes, so we were doing it in our laundry back in the back. And one of the bags of clothes, after they had been washed, was super heavy. So I just had the bag, and before I sent it up to them, I was like lifting it above my head. I was lifting it at my side, doing shoulder shrugs and stuff like that. I found a big box of coat hangers in the back, and I lifted those above my head a few times. And I mean, I felt the burn. So you can always find a way to exercise, even if it seems like you can't. You don't need anything. I could have probably just done some push-ups if I couldn't find anything to lift over my head or whatever, But so I did still exercise. I'm proud of myself. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to take a day of rest, maybe like on my days off or something. I might. I mean, I'm only doing 10 minutes a day, so I might still exercise anyway. We'll just have to see. But I think in my last video I said every day you should do exercise, which I think if you can, that's great, but if you can't, don't feel bad about it. If you need to rest, then rest. Don't be a maniac, which is what I've learned just from like watching a bunch of videos over the years and stuff, doing my own research. So my second topic for this video is judgment, and we all judge on some level, but the way that you judge is really important. So I feel like there's a big difference between making an observation about a person that may or may not be true, but just doing it in a neutral standpoint versus being judgmental and viewing somebody positively or negatively based on what you're seeing. And what do I mean by that? So what I mean really is, like, say there's a person who, I don't know, dresses very nicely. Let's say there's a person who dresses very nicely. They're wearing like a suit and tie. Their hair is nice and trimmed and all that good stuff. So you might immediately say, hey, that person's wearing a suit and tie and they look very nice. Now that, to me, is a neutral judgment. You see that person, you're observing what they look like, you're taking that in. However, as soon as you start to develop an opinion about that person, that's when you become a judgmental person, in my opinion. And sometimes not all judgments are necessarily negative. It's just the way that we speak and the way that we think is very important. So, for instance, somebody might come along and say, "Oh, that guy's in a suit and tie, so he must be rich. He must be very successful. He must care about his appearance, etc." Or some people could come along and say, "Oh, he's dressed in a suit and tie, so he must be a politician. He must be crooked. He must have had to, sleep his way to the top," stuff like that. And none of these things may be true, both for the positive or the negative. For the positive, he could be a guy that is going to an interview and he had to dress nice. For the negative, he could be a guy that, that, I don't know, just sells stuff on the street. Who knows? And he wants to look nice when he does it. I don't know. And that's the thing, is you don't know. Now, regardless of the judgments you make about that person is still that person, which is kind of what made me bring this up. So, and it can go the other way too for negative judgments. You could see a person that, has maybe a hole in their shirt, and maybe their jeans are kind of dirty, and you can automatically assume, hey, that person must be homeless, or hey, that person must be a thug, or that person's just not very clean, they don't take care of themselves. And those can all be negative judgments. Or a positive judgment could be, hey, they must work really hard at what they do. Maybe they're a carpenter, construction worker, who knows, maybe they do yard work. So it just goes both ways, and how you see things kind of shapes the world, but deep down, those people are still who they are. And I'm probably repeating myself and rambling, but like I said, I'm very tired. Almost dropped my phone. But anyway, so just know that people do judge. And if you're a person, you say, oh, I never judge anyone, you do. Now, you may not judge them negatively or positively, you may be making neutral judgments about people, but we all judge in some way, shape, or form. It's up to you to make the choice whether you're going to let that judgment become your opinion about the person. So it's just very important to remember that people will judge you, and sometimes it can be positive or negative, but just know that, again, a running theme here, the only judgment that matters about you is what you think about yourself. And if you're happy with yourself and you love yourself, that's what matters. If you're not, that's what matters. You have to work on that. And just be kind and loving to others, because you never know what their situation could be, or what they might be doing, or who they really are. So yeah, I think this is the longest video I've made. One last thing before I go. I've had a few people subscribe to me already, and I've had a few people leave comments on some of my videos, so I am very grateful for that. I really appreciate it. I am going to do at least one video every day, even if it's just a vlog like this, just to kind of show what I'm doing, what's going on with my life, stuff like that. The support means so much to me, so I really thank you guys for that. Alright guys, I hope you're having an awesome evening, or morning, whatever, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.